Is today the day of the Raptor 37 gonna play out? Jeez. So my buddy Alex has called. He's like, I'll get the deal done. I'll get her done. And what's interesting, I've reached out to some of my other friends to try to get a number on this car. I'm just not getting much back. So, wow. Is that really like disappointing or what? But here's the challenge. How the hell do I get out of my garage? I got a major project just to get that car out of the garage. And am I crazy? But I just tell you what, I love the Plum Crazy, which I'd keep the Plum Crazy over the Frostbite. So the adventure begins. So stay tuned for me going to buy yet maybe another vehicle. And what number would this be? But hey, do I let her go? The red eye? Do I really let it go? Wow. Oh, the projects, but it's going to be the house of the Rumble. We're going to get the house, or I should say, the muscle car garage of the Rumble. Does it do it? You know what? It's so strange. This car won't do it. Oh, the project's just getting my used car lot in order just to get out one car. But do we get some noise before we do all this? Let's see if we have some noise in the ice car garage. Oh, it just doesn't end. It doesn't end. You can't lock these things. Unlock them. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't end. I don't know what's wrong with these Mopars, but I know most people are like, yeah, they're junk. They're Mopars, dude. Why do you own those stupid ass things? I mean, these cars do not remote start. Oh boy. Hey, the blue smoke. Wow. Alright. Let's get this car out. To get that car out. To get that bike out. To get that car out. And the adventures begin. Come on, man. Look at this. The Super B. This is the deal. I just love this car. This car is so much less money per month. I mean, I'm sure some people are like, come on, man, what are you doing? Well, until you start paying these car payments every month, you'll get what I'm doing. Yeah. I mean, it gets old. All right, let's get the Triumph. It's pretty cool about this Triumph. It actually has an ignition switch like a battery house in a boat. So it isn't draining all your energy here. Power on. See that there? Let's hear it, this little bad boy. As it's saying, boy, it sure isn't the riding time now, is it? Get in here, get her on. Now this thing's saying, Daddy, you need to ride me, Daddy. You need to ride me. I wonder whose balls he's on. Keeper dog. He destroys his balls instantly. It's crazy. All right, okay, get in this car now. Well, this car maybe make it work. Let's see. Oh my goodness, the Gold Rush. Yeah, it's gold, all right. Takes all my money. Takes all the money. So let's get this thing going. And this thing doesn't have any exhaust modifications, so it's pretty lame. There's no doubt the Mopar product. It's pretty lame. Let's see. This is just like being a car dealership. Anybody seen these pictures of what's going on here? And I got that, so I won't make it. Back up again. That's a major project, man. Just get the hell out of my garage. Yeah, I know. I create my own problems in life, don't I? Without hitting the furniture. Just ran over a ball. Tight. Wow. Yeah, last time we drove this was when Chris drove this. I didn't drive it, Chris did, so the two Mopars now side by side. But you know, once again, what people understand is these payments are half. That payment for that car is half what this car is. Wonder why. These things are so freaking expensive. That's why, if you're smart, buy the Scat Packs. They're so fun. If you're smart, buy the GTs, modify it. You start buying this high-end stuff like this stuff here, and it's just extremely expensive. And then you run into a challenge who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy it? And for anybody who's looking for a nice used Hellcat Charger red eye, here it is. Somebody laughing all the way to the bank. My guess, I don't know. As I slide between all the cars here, get this one. This one has a badass exhaust. This is a badass car. This car gets you in trouble. There's a fine line there. For me, of being like, you know what? I think I better let the car go because it's just gonna get me in trouble. Even though this one here, I haven't gone as fast, and this one is my other one. And once again, getting out of the garage, major project. And is this one a little wider? We're end up hitting something. I mean, that back end so close. All right, there we are on that. Okay, but I think that looks cooler. For me, I like that better. Yeah, I'm with you. Low power fans, badass exhaust, badass car. I mean, sincerely, this really is a badass car. So why would I part with you for a Raptor 37? Well, odds are the payment will be $500 a month less. So there's one thing. And at the end of the day, do I really have that much more fun in that car than this car? That in so many ways is close to another $500, $700 a month less. I mean, that's what people don't realize until you get in my world. This stuff ain't cheap. Yeah, if you know how much I paid a month in this car, you'd be like, you're fucking nuts. I'd be like, I am. I know that. All right, the adventure begins. Let me turn off the Super Bee, and the wife will be looking out her window, also going, oh, he's up to something. What's he gonna go buy now? Because he's pulling all these cars out. And I'll be like, I'm saving money. I'm gonna go get a different vehicle that actually makes more sense. And it's less expensive. I mean, come on. Wouldn't that be the right thing to do? She'd be like, yeah, right. Another story. How about it? You like it? Who's gonna run to Coons? Coons. I'm so used to Coons. Oh my gosh. All right, so at the end of the day, do you keep that car or do you keep this car? It's ironic that I'm trading a blue for a blue. And at the end of the day, yeah, badass car. It is. I don't disagree. I'm a fool. Am I a fool? It's debatable because it's all about the adventure, and got a half a tank of fuel. So close the doors. Does it work? Yes, it does. Got some more stickers. My sales lady Emily requested some more Ice Age TV stickers. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, gotta sneak out of here. My wife will be calling me any second, going, "You're up to something." I know you're up to something. I gotta get out of here. Right? The life of being married to the Iceman. What are you doing now? Look how dirty the front windshield is. Oh my gosh. So this may be the last time this car gets to sit in Iceman's garage. Poor vehicle. My poor car. But you know what? What number is this? What number is this if I do this deal? Is this number 25, number 26, 27? I don't even know. Now this has the drag radials on it. So it's 41 degrees out. Not the day to be busted loose in this car because it'll bust loose. Yeah. And once again, it's just a really cool, badass. This is the danger. I'll be driving over there like, I can't get rid of this car. I can't part with it. But the other thing is, too, that it's possible that they're going to come up with some numbers. And I'm like, nope. Nope. But what's really interesting is my buddy isn't reaching out to me to get me another number in this car. So we all know, right? We do know that the market has all changed, but disappointing. But I've been full disclosure to my other friends that I'm talking to, and I'm telling them I've got another deal done at Oarsman Ford of Manassas, And I asked my friend, Alex, I said, okay, so I'm hearing that when you buy the Canadian car, that's kind of like looked at not the greatest idea. He's like, well, he's kind of like full disclosure. He's like, yeah, I mean, for so many years, nobody wanted the Canadian cars because they were susceptible to all the nasty ass weather and rust. And he said that's really what it's more about, is that you have these Canadian cars that's set up in those harsh environments. The odds of them having rust issues are going to be far greater than more of the Florida cars, you know what I mean? So that's all he said. But my other friend, Mo, from Dulles Dodge, he said the other day that they can't certify these Canadian-built cars. It's not a Canadian-built car. It's a Detroit-built car shipped to Canada, as far as I know. But anyways, he was saying they can't certify it. But I'm like, I don't know why he's saying that. But he's not a Ford guy. He's a Dodge guy. Because his car is certified. So that's one thing that's kind of pretty neat about this car is it's, as you know, you get the certified vehicle, it's supposed to be the top-notch vehicle. Yeah, whatever, right? Whatever. My friend Alex is like, so you're going to keep this Raptor 37 until the wheels start falling off of it, Mr. Iceman? He's like, yeah, right. He's like, you'll keep this thing for X amount of time and be getting rid of it. But I'm like, yeah, but what about the trade value? Is that going to be something that people are going to look at and go, oh, that's a Canadian car? And part of me is like, it's kind of cool because for the guy in Canada, bought the car for like $111,000, and I'm paying like $79,000. I mean, think that through. That's a $31,000 difference in just a little over a year. But at the same time, I then go back to my thought process of I should just buy a new Raptor 37 from Ted Britt Ford, but here's the problem. They're at 85. It's $6,000 more. So, are they going to discount it? I doubt it. What are they going to put on the Charger? But I've already called them, and my main guy isn't responding to my call to give me a call. But the sales guy, Shaq, did reach out to me, and I was full disclosure to him. Said, hey, man, I got a deal done in Manassas. And I even told my buddy Derek at Coons Baltimore Ford, same thing. I had a done deal up there, per se. But what do you guys have to offer? But sadly, for Coons Baltimore Ford, it's all 35s, maybe 37s. And so then I talked to Alex. I said, what about me just buying a new 35 Raptor from your new side? And I said, but if I do that, there's nothing in it for you. He's like, right. I just busted my ass for you to get a deal done and get you an incredible rate that isn't your tier. There's not even close to my tier. This truck should be a huge, 18, 19, 20% interest deal. I'm not lying. If you look at my credit score, but my buddy has been able to get me half that rate, which is incredible to be my personal name. So there's a lot of variables there. So here's the challenge. It turns into Pandora's box. If I go to Ted Britt Ford and try to do the deal on the new one, then Ford Motor Credit's going to have to pull the existing deal from Oarsman and Manassas, and then it's a whole new deal. It's a whole new ball game. I go to Coons Baltimore Ford and I want to buy one of theirs, it turns it into a whole new deal. And so then that runs the risk where Ford Motor Credit's like, and then they don't it's a whole new deal. So they may be like, all right, but we want X amount of dollars down, and you're at a much higher tiered rate. So there's a lot of variables here. And that's where I'm kind of like, I think I ought to stay in the path of the antimatter blue and the 37, and I'm going to drive it. So I told Alex, like, look, I have to drive that vehicle to make sure that I feel like this car doesn't feel like it has 23,000 miles on it. He's like, dude, that's fine. It's all good. You can drive whatever you want to drive here, man. The Iceman can drive whatever he wants. And then we talked about the Ram TRX, and at first he's like, yeah, we can do that for you. I'm like, yeah, but it's like $10,000 more. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like, yeah, $10,000 more. That's going to be challenging. Because I mean, Ford's going to want me to put down $10,000 more, which that ain't happening. Forget it. So, all right, we head to Manassas and the badass Charger, and this thing is badass. If you listen to it, I mean, it is just a monster. And I hear you. Why would you get rid of it? get cold feet. Do I turn around any second? Do I go drive the Raptor 37 and walk away like, I just don't think it's worth it? I mean, and I keep this? I mean, it's possible. But the biggest thing is I go there and it's like they want a ton of money down. I'll be like, you know what? It's not going to go. It has to go to another day and just have to reevaluate everything and see you later, alligator. All right, so, and yeah, I've been buying a lot of used cars lately. Have they been the smartest decision? I'd have to say right now, driving this car, not so much, even though probably if I put it in the marketplace, I don't know, it's very debatable. I mean, things definitely have gotten soft. The consumers are definitely starting to feel the pinch more than ever. Pretty crazy in how that plumb crazy with those nice all-around track tires, wheel package. This car here feels a little bit tamer on the steering, so that plumb crazy gives a much more aggressive feel than this. But I mean, you definitely can feel the power on the red eye here versus that Scat Pack, the plumb crazy. But the steering is a little different just because of it has like the all-season tire up front. Doesn't have that more aggressive track tire on it. One thing for sure for me, I've had my capabilities that own a lot of different vehicles. It always goes back to me thinking to myself, the Mustang versus the Mopar. I always just like to think that because I just think the Ford Mustang and the fun factor is just so much fun. It just has so much of that more race feel. Now this car here really is more of the luxury sedan feel. So it doesn't give you that attitude that you get in that Mustang. And which one's more comfortable? Well, sure, the Challenger and the Charger are much more comfortable. Is there a bigger, footprint in the interior? And you hear that supercharger. I mean, it's a really nice car. But when it comes just to being really just like the fun factor, the Mustang, that GT500 always gave me more of the fun factor. I had a guy reach out to me here recently, watched one of my videos. You're talking now, a video I made like 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, because I had the GT500 and the Hellcat Red Eye, the Octane Red, and a person watched that video and they really kind of felt like the GT500 was the better pick on buying the fun, all-out performance car. And I've witnessed that. I've seen people with Hellcats and Red Eyes, and they've traded out for something else. And a lot of people, I'm sure right now, would be saying, why don't you just get a Z06? Yeah, well, the Z06s aren't really that common out there, but they're so much money. I mean, you're talking huge sums of money. You buy a $150,000 car, if you even put $50,000 down, you've got a $2,300, $2,500 a month car payment. I mean, this stuff gets crazy. So it comes a fine line where it's just like, no way, man. And yeah, Z06, I like the E-Ray. In all reality, even though there's doing a lot of reviews on the E-Ray, and it isn't really per se better than Z06, but I just like the idea of an all-wheel drive performance car that's now called a Corvette, which I don't really agree with because it's a mid-engine car, which never was the Corvette. But anyways, I'd rather have one of those because I think that would be a lot of fun to go around in. I just think it'd be a great package. So, but I like the way it looks. So down the road, can I get one of those? Yeah, I would definitely consider one of those. Just because it's the technology. That's the thing. And that's what I'm saying on my channel today is here's the challenge. A year from now, if Dodge releases the baddest ass Dodge Charger ever, and it goes back to two-door, which that's going to be, and it's all-wheel drive, it's hybrid, whatever it may be, oh my gosh. I mean, the problem with me is going to be I want that. I'll want that car. And so then even if I kept this another year, I'll be like, okay, I'm getting rid of this for that. And that's a major concern of mine right now is that is this thing really going to have any great value a year from now? So, very debatable. And Stellantis, Dodge is being very quiet right now of what their plans are for the next real deal. I think they got really so much pushback on that Dodge Charger Daytona Banshee Edition. I know my damn blinker's on. Doesn't that drive you nuts? But I just got to do one thing at a time here as I go through this sharp ass corner and get this car. It just rolls down the road. I mean, the danger of these high performance cars, these things just roll. I mean, you have to have really just incredible discipline. Even for me, it's extremely challenging to not get in this car and just go do stupid things. And sadly, if you get caught, I mean, it's radical. It's bad. Not that you can't. I mean, the irony is I got myself in trouble in a Raptor truck, not my Hellcats. Isn't that something? You'd think the opposite. But going back to the pushback on the Dodge Charger next generation, when Tim Knuskis of Dodge, head development lead guy, SRT guy that revealed in 2014 the first Dodge Challenger Hellcat, like July, it was overwhelming how many people were just thrilled. This Banshee thing, I think Dodge just don't understand it. They're going to lose their whole customer base. It's going to have to be a whole new customer base to be drawn into that all-electric Dodge Charger. So, and then they're witnessing right now on how many electric cars are sitting in the market that people aren't buying. So, if you're the Dodge guy, you really think everybody's going to be running in the droves to go buy that they're not. There's going to be a select amount of people that are into that type of electric type of technology that are going to go buy these things, but then it just disappears. I mean, that's what we're witnessing more than ever. Is you just got a niche of people, and then that niche is just that. It's a very small niche. So I can only hope that Dodge sees the painting on the wall that going all electric this soon, this fast, is a huge mistake. But at the same time, for a guy like me that thinks I have these incredibly rare, very valuable red-eye cars that are going to appreciate, substantially next year, that's where now I'm kind of like, oof. I, in all reality, feel like my GT500s, to a degree, would have been the better way. I would have been better off just keep my GT500s, and those having really good value over the Mopars, which is incredible. But it's the old Mopar challenge, which I've complained about for years. Dodge will build as many of these things that people want. They don't put a production quota on them, besides just the 170 Demon, and they do a 1-year run. I mean, it's so stupid. It'd be like Ford bringing out the GT500, and they say 1-year run, 3,000 of them. I never would have gotten one. There's no way. There's a Ford dealers who would have marked the hell out of these things. All the people who had all the money would have clamored these things instantly. What Dodge needs to do is just do a run per year on a limited production badass vehicle, but keep it going, for 2, 3, 4 years. Instead of doing what they did with the first Demon in 2018, it was a 3,000, 3,300 allocation, and then everybody knows it's a 1-year run, and everybody goes nuts over it. And now it's like the 170 Demon, same thing. Last year production, people are paying stupid money on those cars. Ridiculous money. I mean, sincerely, what happens when the next generation electrified, hybrid, gas setup just smokes the 170? Yeah, then what happens? I mean, but for the Ice Age people, there are always going to be there's always people who want those cars, but at the same time, what if Dodge brings out, the latest, greatest, baddest ass, 0 to 60, 1.9 seconds, quarter mile, over 150 miles an hour, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things that go into that, and I get all that. And it's got an ICE motor in it, and it sounds badass. All of a sudden, the guy at the 170 starts scratching his head why he paid $300,000, $400,000. Who knows? And for the record, if I really wanted to, I could buy the crate engine this coming first of the year and put it in the I could buy the crate 170 and put it in that Super Bee. Now, would I put a crate 170 in this? It's a lot of money already in the car. It's an expensive. The reality is, if I put a crate 170 in that Super Bee, and I know there's other components that go along with that. There's a lot more to it than just that. But all of a sudden, I just have a really rare, super badass car. But is it ever going to get any money out of it? No, because it's too modified. So that's where you make a huge mistake. As we head over Horsman, Ford, Alex, why did this all play out? It's just beyond believable. Just beyond believable. And how on Friday, I'm over at Mac's Custom Garage having a good old time. I even questioned if I wanted to stick around to do the window tint on that brand new Dark Horse, which I did. If you watch my videos on the funny, had a lot of fun over there, H-pipe. Then I get the windows tinted. Then just for the heck of it, the last second, I remember Alex just got a new job at Oarsman Ford that bought out Battlefield Ford here a while ago. And I call him, and then it's Murphy's Law. He's like, I got a used 37. And right now there's just not really any used 37s in the market. I mean, there really isn't. The people buying 37s right now are holding on to them. The only thing that I question myself is it's, but you got to think it through. The car it's the same truck. It's just shipped to Canada. So, I mean, should I be that worried? And like I told Alex, I said, for all you know, this is an Iceman guy that parked the damn thing in the garage all the time. Well, we don't know. Who the hell knows? And does it have rust all over it? I'm not noticing any rust per se. So, yeah, right. There's people laughing in the background.